Hey gang, we're back with another bit of Total War Warhammer 3 news. Today, we've got the faction mechanics for Grand Cathay. First thing is first, Harmony. Now, I've heard little snippets about Harmony in the other blog posts that we've seen so far, but we've never got a firm idea of how it actually works. The entire faction is affected by this balance of yin and yang, and it affects the faction both in battle and on the campaign. Everything you do, building choices, lord choices, and research, will tip the scales on one side or another. Tipping it too far to one side will cause choices that bring it back towards the middle cheaper, but the cost of your buildings of the tipped side being less effective, which is a little bit strange to wrap your mind around. And a lack of harmony also causes a lot of discontent. Maintaining the balance will yield your faction rewards in every aspect of your empire. And at the max level, you'll gain an ability that allows you to summon the spirits of the ancestors to assist you in battles. This is meant to be a campaign-long mechanic, so don't expect to get this sword in the first 50 or 100 turns even. It's going to be with you until the end of the game, so never stop thinking about it. Now, our second campaign mechanic is the Woojing Compass. The compass itself is housed in the holy city of Woojing, and it is used to control the winds of magic within the lands of Cathay. Now, it may be aligned a number of ways to offer various buffs to different areas of your empire. The more you leave it in one alignment, the more powerful that alignment's effects become, at the cost of all the other alignments becoming weaker. Now, the four areas and their effects are, first of all, the Great Bastion. This offers extra supplies when defending a siege, which I use to construct defenses, as we learned in the siege rework breakdown, and increased casualty replenishment inside of Cathay lands. When this is the Chosen Direction, you gain an increased your local recruitment capacity for all Cathayan factions within the lands, and the army ability Celestial Intervention. The Celestial Lake offers increased growth. When it is the Chosen Direction, increased income, and increased chance of winds of magic increasing. The Warpstone Desert has no base effects, but when it's chosen, you gain a decrease to corruption and a decrease to winds of magic. And finally, the Dragon Emperor's Wrath. At base, increases control and public order, and when it is the Chosen Direction, causes extreme attrition to be applied to all armies beyond the Great Bastion. This means attackers, not your lads. That'd be quite sad. Next up, the Ivory Road. This is the central trade passageway from Cathay to the rest of the world, and it comes with its own trade caravan mechanic. So you can send trade caravans along one of the many paths which allow them to visit all areas of the world. You can't control them like you do an army, but they do appear on the map, and they give you vision, so they can be very useful in an early game for scouting out the majority of the map. As they travel, they encounter problems and dilemmas that you need to solve. These can turn into things such as battles, bonuses, extra cargo, and more. And once the trade caravan reaches its destination, you gain an amount of money based on the amount of goods it has managed to successfully transfer. After that, they make their return, and you can send out another one. Caravans themselves are led by unique lords, which have a unique skill tree that is specific to their tasks. This does imply you can build armies to send with your caravans to keep them protected, but we've got no talk of that or how that works, so I'll have to wait and see. What this all boils down to is you either find safe routes that net you a steady supply of cash, or you build up your caravans so that they can survive the more dangerous routes, which I would assume would grant you more rewards and more cash. And also, if you're going against Cathay and you've declared war on them, you can attack these caravans, which I would assume gives you a bunch of gold, and more importantly, deprives them of that gold. Our final mechanic is the Great Bastion. This is of course the giant wall along the north side of Cathay, and it has 3 gates that must be defended to prevent chaos from flooding into the undefended lands. These gates are unique settlements. Think of them as very similar to the gates of the High Elves, but they're a little bit different. They have their own unique building trees and commandments, which allow them to become truly impenetrable fortresses. Now, we don't learn much about the building tree, but we can see from the max level of the base settlement that they are going to be tough to take down before you even add anything else. Also at this screenshot, we get a little look at all the new corruptions, and boy oh boy, look at all those options. Interestingly, first up we have normal chaos, despite us getting, separated chaos. So this really does lend itself that normal chaos is now going to be chaos undivided, and the new chaos is going to be chaos divided, I suppose. Anyway, after that we have Vampiric, Skaven, and then each of our 4 new Chaos factions in Khorne, Nurgle, Slaanesh, and Tzeentch. I'm very interested to see how this works, since corruption for me in Warhammer 2 is always one of those mechanics that's felt a little bit flat and really did need some love given to it. Now, Chaos will inevitably attack these gates over the course of your campaign, and there is even a handy bar that conveys their chance of attacking and how powerful it will be. As it fills, Chaos prepares their assaults and their armies build up, and as they are wiped out, the bar empties again. Now, you can either rush out to attack them to pull this bar down, or simply defeat them when they come to attack you, but either way, you need to keep them from invading your lands, because once they get through the gates, chances are your other settlements won't be nearly as easy to defend. And also, keeping Chaos out will earn the favour of the Dragon Emperor himself, and of course, failing to do this, he's not going to be too happy. Now, finally, we come to the Cathay research tree. Now, of course, they get a research tree just like every other faction in the game, but theirs is a little unique. It comes with an interesting structure where there is a main central line with several branches coming off before coming back to meet in the middle. The central line offers the most minimal improvements without tilting yin or yang to either side, whereas the outer branches are the opposite, meaning you must maintain balance to unlock the more powerful techs. This is going to add a layer of pre-planning that we've never really seen with the research tree. As the game is now, you can just kind of research whatever you want and you'll be fine. But with this, you need to think, I'm going to research this one and then this one to maintain that balance. And there we go, that is everything that we know about the Cathay faction mechanics for now. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of these mechanics. Are they cool? Are they disappointing? Are you excited? Me personally, I know I was a little disappointed yesterday, but today, these mechanics actually look really cool, and I'm really excited to actually have some camping gameplay. If you enjoyed this video at any point, leave it a like, really does help out a lot. If you want to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'm breaking down every single piece of news in the build-up to Warhammer 3's release, whenever that may be next year. And of course, if I get any gameplay, you'll want to see that. Be sure to check out COLONELDAMNEDERS.store. I've got all sorts of cool merch options for you to check out. Many fabulous designs like the one I'm wearing right now, and the one in the poster back there, so if you want to check that out, link in the description. I'd like to thank all supporters of the channel here on YouTube memberships, over on Patreon, and of course over on Twitch. HBLC in particular for his wonderful support at the New and Clean Ones tier. Really can't thank you enough. One more time, thank you all so very much for watching, and for now, I've been Colonel Damneders, and I will see you next turn.